ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय सदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते। भक्त्या विहीनाय अपराधलक्ष्ये क्षिप्तस्य कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि तं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री भजन रहस्य। Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu states, Achirad eva sarv arthaha siddhaiti esham abhipsitaha shad dharmasya abhav bodhaya yesam nirbandhinihi matihi. The holy name is the bestower of all perfection. What is the bestower of all perfection? Harinam. Who continuously chant Harinam with such firm faith and conviction quickly obtain the fruit of prem. That's the meaning of this verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Shri Rupa Goswami Pad. The holy name is the bestower of all perfection. प्रभु कहे कहिलाम यह महामंत्र, यह जपे गिया करी सर्व निर्बंध, यह होते सर्व सिद्धि हईवे सवार, प्रतिखन बोले इति विधि नहीं यार. Mahaprabhu ji saying this. Prabhu kahe kahilam. Prabhu means Mahaprabhu. Prabhu kahe kahilam iha mahamantra. Only by this mahamantra, what will happen? Iha jape giya kori sarva nirbandha. By chanting this, all anarthas will go away. The knots in the heart, which we are carrying from so many lifetimes, those knots will get destroyed. But not only this, iha hoite sarva siddhi haive savar. Savar means everyone. Only with this Maha Mantra, everyone can get all perfection. Iha haite sarva siddhi. All perfection. Haive savar. Everyone. Those who are following karma kanda, those who also follow the path of jnana, they also take shelter of Harinam, holy name, to accomplish their perfection. They also take support. No karma kanda ceremony can be accomplished if Harinam, the name of Bhagwan, not present there. Those who follow the process of Gyan Marg, they also, but they take this as a support. Harinam is not the perfection for them. For karmis, attaining their desired goal fulfilled is their perfection. Attaining high abodes, swarg, etc., that's the perfection. So they're not taking Harinam as the perfection. They are taking Harinam as a support of their perfection, for their perfection. Similarly, Gyanis, Their goal is to get mukti, liberation. That's their perfection. So they take the support of Harinam to get perfection. But bhaktas, devotees, they practice Harinam and their perfection is also Harinam. Not that just taking help and support of Harinam to get some other goal. There is dharma, artha, kam and moksha. But for bhaktas, for devotees, pancham purusharth is Krishna Prem. When we say Krishna Prem and when we say Harinam, is the one and the same thing. Chanting Krishna and seeing Krishna is one and the same thing. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada explains. When one chants Harinam, one is seeing Krishna. That's his vision. We have no realization of this. We don't realize this. But that's the fact. So in practice and in perfection, devotees following this process of Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anarth Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. Entire this 9 steps from Shraddha to Prem. There is only one step which is, we say, negative one. What is that? Anarth Nivritti. Getting rid of anarthas. And we see all other Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya is all positive, all positive, all positive. Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. One, Anarth Nivritti. The problem is we try to focus more on positive, which is good, and we're supposed to. But we get weak in this part of getting rid of anarthas, anartha nivritti. And only because of that, we can't progress. We can't come to the next step. So getting rid of anarthas, anartha nivritti is as important as following other steps of bhakti. When a person develops Shraddha from heaps of Sukritis from previous lifetime, this Shraddha is Komal Shraddha, very soft, tender. Next step, Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. Because of this Shraddha, the faith, Sadhu Sangha develops. This inclination to go to sadhus and hear from him. That's a person develops this creed. Lobh sadhu sange hari katha. Becomes greedy to hear hari katha. No matter what time of day and night, I'm greedy to hear more, more, more. So this is the beauty of it. When the sadhak comes to the second step, he don't give up the first step. The Shraddha will go along with Bhajan Kriya, Sadhu Sangha and Bhajan Kriya all the way to Prema. The Shraddha get more and more condensed. Sadhu Sangha get more and more condensed. Bhajan Kriya get more and more condensed each and every step. And leave this step of Anartha Nivritti, then Nishta gets more and more condensed. Not giving up the previous steps. That goes along. So Harinam is not a practice. Harinam is perfection. one get perfection in Harinam. That's equivalent to getting Krishna Prem, or we can say Sarup Siddha, Sarup Siddhi. So that's why Bhakti Swami Sandhu, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, those who continuously chant Harinam with such firm faith and conviction. What is that firm faith and conviction? That holy name is the bestower of all perfection. There should not be any doubt in that. So what is one supposed to do then? If we know Harinam is our perfection, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to not chant Harinam. Yes? We are supposed to chant holy name. We are supposed to chant. That's perfection. And that's practice. On beats, and if not chanting on beats, the tongue should always chant while at work. Someone is working in a restaurant, you working there, cooking or serving, whatever. No one can read your mind. What if your tongue get engaged in just chanting Harinam? Because we know all perfection is there. While driving, while even eating. Okay, tongue is busy in relishing food. How about mind? In all circumstances, na khaite, shuite, yatha tatha namale. देश काल नियम नहीं सर्व सिद्धि है. There is no regulation anywhere while eating, sleeping, sleeping and chanting. That happens. You practice this and you realize this. When the tongue get used to chant Harinam every minute or every other minute, see, while you're sleeping, when you get up, you find your mind so absorbed in that chanting. That comes definitely by practice. So each and every step. Otherwise, how is possible to attain this perfection? Harinam is perfection. And who is the best example of this? Shri Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Namacharya. He got perfection. Then Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to him and said, "Oh Haridas, no need to chant anymore. You already got perfect in holy name." The perfection. Shri Haridas Thakur. That with his presence he can change the whole environment. Se Vaishya hoilo param mahanti. Bada bada Vaishnav tar darshan te janti. That prostitute came to disturb Haridas Thakur. But because of his staunch faith, and I won't say staunch faith, but natural, spontaneous love for Harinam, he changed her attitude. And she became so great Vaishnavi that so many Vaishnavas used to come and pay obeisances to him, to her. So, Harinam is all perfection, the bestower of all perfection. Bhajan madhya shesh nav vida bhakti, Krishna prem Krishna dite dhare maha shakti. Amongst all the limbs of bhajan, nav vida bhakti, the 9 limbs of bhakti. Krishna prem Krishna dite dhore mahashakti. Following nine limbs of bhakti can give what? Dhore mahashakti. It holds a great potency to give what? Krishna prem. तार मध्ये सर्वश्रेष्ठ नाम संकीर्तन. In 9 limbs of bhakti, Naam Sankirtan is topmost and best. Niraprad naam leile pave prema dhan. Niraprad, chanting without offenses, can bestow prema dhan. So, this chapter, the first chapter of Bhajan Rasa, from text 1 and this entire chapter, everything, Srila Bhakti Thakur is giving so many evidences from Bhakti Samya Sindhu and Puranas and other scriptures. First chapter is only on Harinam. So much is there. So if anyone wants to learn verses, only on Harinam, first chapter of Bhajan Rasa. Very important. Achha. Nirbandhani mati saha Krishna naam kare ati shigra prem phal se naam dhare. Srila Bhakti Thakur's commentary on this. Nirbandhani mati saha Krishna naam kare ati shigra prem phal se naam dhare. One who has a firm desire in his heart to know true dharma. What is saying? One who has firm desire in his heart to know true dharma will very quickly have his inner desire fulfilled. So what's the condition? What's the point? One who has a firm desire in the heart not to know what's happening in the world. The world, the news will always be same. Always. The news will be always about Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik Kaleshas. Some destruction, some disease, and all the everything related to mind. But those who are inquisitive and had really this firm desire in the heart to know true dharma. What is the true dharma? Not these 4 purusharthas, but beyond this 4 purushartha, the pancham purushartha, that dharma. To know true dharma will very quickly have his inner desire fulfilled. But first to know what is the dharma. What is the dharma I'm supposed to follow? An answer is, Yave Bhagavad Prokta Upahi Atmalabde. Agya Pumsam Avidusham Vidhi Bhagavatam Hitan. Following Bhagavad Dharma. Prahlad Maharaj, when he started preaching to his friends, he started this verse with this verse, Komar Achet Pragyo Dharma Bhagavatanihi Durlab Manushya Janam Tadapyanam Dhruvarthadam. One is supposed to follow Bhagavad Dharma from the age of 5. In commentary to this, Vishnu Chakra Thakur raised one question. The friends of Prahlad Maharaj, they asked this question, we are just very small, 5 years. So no restrictions are there in this age. there will be no fault. If we don't follow any dharma, there will be no fault, because we are not familiar with Varnashram dharma. So this is very young age to start with. So answer to this, Vishwanath Chakur Thakur saying, answer to this, maybe for following Varnashram dharma, there are some rules and regulation of particular age. But for following Bhagavad dharma, there is no rules and regulation. In whatever circumstance and situation, someone can say, I used to eat meat a lot, I cannot follow Bhagavad dharma. That's not correct. Devhuti, Mother Devhuti said, Aho but shapacho atogriyan ya jivagre vartate nam tubhyam. Even a dog eater, Chandala, if he start chanting, means with his tongue always glorifying Harinam, chanting the names of Krishna, he immediately get purified and comes to the level of a Brahmin. Avat shapachakriyan ya jivagre vartate nam tubhyam. So the duties, the restrictions of Varnashram dharma does not apply there. Bhagavad dharma is so sublime, it's so easy for all, at all times, in all age, in any circumstance, irrespective of caste, creed, color, etc. Tribals, anyone can follow Bhagavad dharma. Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj is, his father's Hiranyakashipu in demonic dynasty, demon dynasty, I mean. But he started following Bhagavad dharma. Kshatriyas following Bhagavad dharma. Brahmins following Bhagavad dharma. Even Shudra. There is no consideration. Jai bhajo se bado abhakt heen char. Krishna bhakti te nahi jati kuladi vichar. There is no consideration of any caste, color, any sect in performance of Bhagavad dharma. Chanting Harinam, chanting holy name itself is following Bhagavad dharma. The best way of following Bhagavad dharma, chanting Harinam, the bestower of all perfection. So one who has a firm desire in his heart to know the true dharma will very quickly have his inner desire fulfilled. So all these statements gives us a very important clue. That means seriousness in taking one's spiritual life seriously. Otherwise, the heart is full of desires. Unlimited desire. Ashesha kamana. But here, one who has firm desire in his heart to know the true dharma, that means a person is inquisitive. And that also depends on samskars. Also depends on samskar. But also depends on independence. How we are applying our independence. Sanskar can be also created. How? With high class sadhu sangha. Just accidentally, by chance, someone come across Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, samskar is there. Samskar is formed, and because of that, very quickly have his inner desire fulfilled. The perfection and inner desire of devotees is to attain the service of Govinda's lotus feet. The perfection and inner desire of devotees is that the perfection? To attain what? Krishna's lotus feet, Govinda's lotus feet. And how this can be accomplished? Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam. Everywhere Anukulena, favorable. With Pratikul, with unfavorable mood, not possible. Understand? Charu Mushrik to wrestlers, they giving pleasure to Krishna. Means Krishna is driving pleasure by having wrestling with them. But their mood is to kill Krishna. Pratikulena, unfavorable mood. So that is not bhakti. And even in the limbs of Sharanagati, Anukulesa Sankalpam, Pratikulesa Vivarjanam. With Anukul, favorable mood. Accepting those things which are favorable to bhakti. For what? Krishna Nushilanam. Serving Krishna with favorable mood. So everything is favorable. Supposed to be favorable, I mean. The perfection and inner desire of devotees is to attain the service of Govinda's lotus feet, which provides all fearlessness. What is the speciality of Govinda's lotus feet? There are so many marks. How many marks? 19 marks. 19 marks. Different kind of 19 marks on Govinda's lotus feet. That lotus feet, which is Koti Chandra Sushitala, soothing than million of moons, and which provides what? Fearlessness. Bhaj Hure Man Shinand Nandan Abhay Charanara Vindare. All fearlessness. Then what is the fear? To surrender to Govinda's lotus feet. When demigods get in fear, scared from demons, they all go to Brahma for protection. Because they have no access to Krishna. Why have they no access to Krishna? Because they are in mode of goodness. To have access to Krishna, one has to be in a mode, not in any three modes, beyond three modes of nature. Brahmaji sit on the shore of casual ocean and he pray to Krishna, pray to Vishnu. Even Brahmaji have no access. He prays. And Vishnu, who's lying in the casual ocean, replies back to him. He has no access. Because to see Krishna, one has to come on the point, crossing these three modes of material nature. One has to be in Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva means pure consciousness. Whereas those who are in mode of ignorance, passion, and even in goodness, that consciousness is impure. Even mode of goodness, the consciousness is not pure. Amazing, huh? Mode of goodness also. The consciousness has some ego, and the mode of I am the doer. So that consciousness is polluted, contaminated. But beyond these three modes of nature, there's another consciousness. That consciousness is pure consciousness, Shuddha Sattva. And only a pure consciousness can see or perceive or realize the activities of Vishuddha Sattvas. What was the whole pastime of Krishna stopping the worship of Indra? Indra is Adhikari Devata. All demigods, they serve Lord. Surya, Chandra, Varun Devata, all Devatas. Isn't it Krishna feel pleasure if someone worship his devotees? Krishna said, the worship of my devotees is superior than my worship. Yes. The worship of my devotees is more superior than me. Indra served Krishna. Then why Krishna is so much problem? If Brajvasi is serving Indra and Krishna has to stop that worship, why? Why? No answer? Vaman? There is a big Siddhanta there. It is not only about worship Indra. The Siddhanta here is Indra is in mode of goodness, whereas Nanda Maharaj and Brajvasis, they are Vishuddha Sattvas. How come Vishuddha Sattvas is serving mode of goodness? This transgression of the system, minimizing the glories of Vishuddha Sattvas. Understand? That's the point. Krishna didn't like this idea. So therefore he want to stop the worship of Indra. How dare Indra accepting worship of my Brajvasis? How can he do this? My Brajvasis, they are Vishuddha Sattva, they are pure, more than pure consciousness. So Shuddha Sattva is pure consciousness. And there is a level above Shuddha Sattva, there is Vishuddha Sattva, and no one can become Vishuddha Sattva. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maya, Lalita, Vishakha, Sridham, Subal, they are Vishuddha Sattvas. No one can become them. But following their footsteps and their style of serving Krishna, one gets Shuddha Sattva, means pure consciousness, which is not contaminated with any material modes of nature. That's the level, Shuddha Sattva. So following Vishuddha Sattva, following the footsteps of Vishuddha Sattva. And Krishna didn't like this idea. Why my Nanda Maharaj? He's worshipping Indra. And how dare Indra you accepting their worship? That's not the system. So I will stop this worship. The modes of nature is supposed to worship Vishuddha Sattva. Not the Vishuddha Sattva is supposed to worship mode of goodness. Understand my point? Demigods are there to worship, to serve Brajavasis. And that's why when Mother Earth took a form of cow, along with all demigods, went to the casual ocean and praying. Brahmaji is praying, please help us. Bhagavan replied, in the heart of Brahmaji. Brahmaji is not seeing Krishna, not seeing Vishnu, but he got answer. I will come soon. Tell all the Devis to also take birth in Braj. Why? To serve Braj Gopis. Brahmaji cannot see. When Brahmaji got birth from the navel of Krishna, he only heard the word tapa, tapa, tapa. So, the perfection and inner desire of devotees is to attain the service of Govinda's lotus feet. So, for that, one has to come to the level of Shuddha Sattva, pure consciousness. प्राकृत वस्तु नहीं अप्राकृत वस्तु नहीं प्राकृत गोचर. Transcendental dealings and transcendental personalities cannot be perceived by material senses. Wherever pure devotee goes, bhukti and mukti, very important point. Bhukti means what is bhukti? And mukti, liberation, follows the footsteps, means all worldly opulence and mukti follow the pure devotee. So don't get surprised if pure devotees, our acharyas establishing 500 centers around the world. Mukti swayam muklitanjali. Muktanjali means, with anjali means folded hands. Anjali means this posture, like a begging posture, with folded hands. Anjali. Mukti swayam muktanjali. Mukti follows the footsteps of pure devotees to get her own liberation. Mukti wants to get mukta. Liberation wants to get liberated. But mukti knows very well from where I can get liberation. Only through pure devotees, those who are Shuddha Sattvas. Kam gate same pratiksha. She awaits, following the footsteps of pure devotee, and requests the pure devotee, please engage me in the service of Govinda. As you are fully engaged in the service of Govinda, engage me in the service of Govinda. Mukti swayam muklitanjali. But what pure devotees say? Hey, stay far away. Don't come near to me. So a pure devotee, those who are Shuddha Sattvas, wherever they go, the material opulence and mukti, they follow behind them. But because we are in a mode of ignorance and passion and sometimes goodness, how we perceive this, that pure devotee is running after bhukti and mukti because of their proximity. You understand the point? A devotee is walking, suppose, one example. A devotee is walking and a girl is chasing behind him to get his foot dust on her head. So because she is walking behind the pure devotee, a person with mode of ignorance and passion will say, oh, you see, they both are together. That's their perception. because they are in that mode and they can only grasp and understand only this much. They can't see beyond that. They can't see beyond that because there is a veil of mode of ignorance. They have no access to see far. But those who are devotee section, they will say, oh, what to speak of a ordinary girl chasing a pure devotee. Even mukti is running after pure devotee to get liberated. It's all about perception and the vision. Srila Gurudev used to give an example. Once upon a time, one sadhu living in his cottage near to a river, and just opposite to his cottage was one house of prostitute. And sadhu whole day, he get absorbed in criticizing her. She's so bad, she's that, she's that, she's that, she's that. What is her profession about? Nonsense, this whole day. Anyone coming to him, he's always speaking about her. Whereas she, always glorifying the sadhu. Wow, such a wonderful life. He's devotee of Lord. He's always chanting. He's always in a mode of goodness. How effulgent he is. She's whole day, she's glorifying the sadhu. And sadhu's all day absorbed in her, criticizing her. Because of that absorption, who's getting credit? She was getting to glorify sadhu whole day. Gurudev gave this example once. And he's losing all his credits because he's absorbed in that. It's all matter of consciousness. So, Shuddha Sattva, pure consciousness means Krishna consciousness. When we see and perceive things related to Krishna. Seeing my Lord is present in the heart of everyone. As Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu cannot see. And he don't want to see the presence of Lord. But Prahlad Maharaj seeing his Bhagwan in the heart of Hiranyakashipu, and what to speak of a pillar, even in the heart of his father who's demon. That's the vision of Prahlad Maharaj. I see my Lord everywhere. So when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapil Bhagwan, Rishabhadev, Prithu Maharaj, we have to understand according to the concept. What consciousness is there? Shishupal criticizing Krishna. The day he got birth, from that day onwards. King Vain also criticized Krishna. But King Vain got cursed by Brahmins and he died. But Shishupal also criticizing Krishna, but that criticism is absorption. Is fully absorbed in Krishna. Kamsa got absorbed in Krishna. Gopya kamo bhay kamso desh chedya adu nirpaha. Narad is telling this to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Gopis' absorption is with their love. They're absorbed in Krishna in love. The whole idea of absorption. Bhay kamso. Kamsa got absorbed with fear. Dvesh, envy mood. Shishupal. And you Pandavas, you got absorbed with Krishna in relationship with Krishna. He's your relative. And Naraji said, we get absorbed in Krishna with devotion. That's our absorption. But this is not to promote that we also have to get absorbed in Krishna by as Shishupal and Kamsa. Because that's not Anukulena Krishna Nushilanam. This formula applies everywhere. Anukulena Krishna Nushilanam. Anukulasya Sankalpam. Everything is Anukulena Anukulena. The moment there is Pratikul means unfavorable mood. That's not bhakti. That unfavorable, that's not bhakti. So, coming to end, this service is realized by affectionately completing one's fixed amount of Naam. Understand? By firmly chanting a fixed amount of Harinam. This Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. By firmly chanting a fixed amount of Harinam, Prema will be incited in the heart of a sadhaka by the mercy of Naam Prabhu. It's so simple. Huh? When we are chanting Harinam, means we are serving Harinam. And who's acknowledging this? Naam Prabhu. Any devotee, okay, anyone serve you. Let's say, cook for you every day. By that selfless and loving service, the heart gets melts. And one acknowledge the service of a person. When we are serving Naam Prabhu, is Naam Prabhu has no consciousness? Is Naam Prabhu does not acknowledge us? Of course. He's acknowledging our services. So when we are struggling every day to chant fixed number of rounds, that is to regulate us and serve Naam Prabhu in a better way. Naam Prabhu acknowledge that struggle in chanting, because in this state we are not that pure consciousness that we can 24-hour chant Harinam. We have work, we have family, so many things to do. But along with that, dedicated to complete my rounds. I see many devotees, they come so late from their work, but their number is not complete yet. So they struggle, but they complete that, not with this mood that I have to complete the rounds, but this is my service to Naam Prabhu. And Shri Naam Prabhu acknowledged this struggle. And then the heart melts. There was one, how to say this, one storage where in one factory, there's one story. In one factory where they keep store of vegetables and seeds and so many things. Storage, and temperature inside is minus 40 degrees Celsius. So person who's going inside has to wear a suit. Otherwise he'll die. It's that freezing inside. Everything is ice. So every day, 3-4 employees, they used to go inside and arrange things and come back. And outside the storehouse was a guard whose duty from morning till evening. He used to guard there. So employees wearing that suit, they go inside. But there was one who always used to salute him. Means say hi, and the guard reply him back hi, and he goes inside. When he comes back again, he don't leave without addressing him. Okay, bye, see you tomorrow. He said bye, see you tomorrow. Every day. The guard acknowledged his addressing every day. And once upon a time it happened, when this employee went inside that store, he got stuck there. Something happened with his suit. He got stuck there and found difficult to breathe, almost about to die. So guard has this instruction, he has to shut everything by 4 p.m. And now he's wondering, where is that person who always used to say bye to me before he leaves? Because so many going in and out, he's not taking care of everyone, but particularly that person who is used to say bye, hi to him and then bye to him. Why I'm not hearing this bye today from that person? Where is he? Alarming. He pressed the button, alarm. And the rescue team came inside and saw he was unconscious there, just about to die. And they took him out and gave all treatment, and he got his life back. A true story. How he saved his life? Because of his saying bye to that guard every day. And this particular day, when the guard didn't heard this, he was worried. And he was not worried for others. They never addressed him, but he was very kind and he felt like saying hi and bye. Just an ordinary story. But it has to do with our practice. Harinam Prabhu also acknowledged us. That was a material story. And there are so many details in this transcendental nature of Harinam Prabhu. But the common point where I wanted to underline was Harinam Prabhu acknowledged us. The way we are serving Harinam Prabhu. So maintaining that fixed number of amount of Naam, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, this service is realized by affectionately completing one's fixed amount of Naam. By firmly chanting a fixed amount of Harinam, Prem will be incited in the heart of a sadhaka by the mercy of Naam Prabhu. Our duty is to do. Rest depends on our authority. Authority is Naam Prabhu, and the person who bestowed that Naam Prabhu is Gurudev. Their authority, they will decide. But I will just do my duty. Day and night, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur was chanting 3 lakhs of Harinam with determination. His vow was, Khand Khand hai, de jai jadi pran, tabu ammi vadane na chadivo Harinam. Even if my body is cut to pieces and my life here exists, I will never abandon the chanting of Harinam. Whatever happens, whatever circumstance, I will not give up my fixed number of chanting. That's called love for the affection for my Harinam Prabhu, who is the bestower of all perfection. We have so many addictions. Hariras Madira Madati Matta. You know Madira? Madira means alcohol. There's so many people get addiction to alcohol or drugs or smoking, etc. Then why not addiction for Harinam? And once one get addiction to Harinam, that's the best addiction. Where is my mala? Where is my mala? Where is my clicker? Restless. Hare Krishna. addiction. In the beginning, there is no taste, but taste will develop by chanting. Constantly serving Harinam Prabhu, taste develops. गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल. श्री नाम प्रभु की जय. श्रील भक्ति ठाकुर की जय. श्री भजन रहस्य की जय. Finally, भजन रहस्य. Hare Krishna. Okay. So my request to all devotees, have you seen that flyer? Bhagavad Sapta in Miami? I'm waiting to see all of you there. From South Africa, from Germany, Jai Shri Chandrika Lavanga, Anuradha Dasi, Germany, all together. Then from Holland, everyone. From Mexico, Isha Dasi. From Austin, Hari Priyasi, Sham Rupa Das, Madhuvrat Prabhu from Germany, everyone. Try, if it's possible, 7 days festival. Yeah? Hare Krishna. See you all tomorrow, same time.